स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा हूँ मैं. We were actually talking about different components of thermal power plants. So today we discuss a little bit about boilers, and we are actually covering steam generating equipment. So what are the different steam generating equipments? We'll discuss that. In that we have to see that we have a boiler furnace. So we discuss about boilers, then we are going into the details of the furnace, and as you can see, a boiler furnace is a chamber in which fuel is burned to liberate the heat energy. That's a chamber where actually this burning of coal is happening, and then the heat is transferred to the water, which is carried by pipes. Now, we have the plain refractory walls are suitable for the small plant where the furnace temperature may not be high. The arrangement may consist of single section of homogeneous refractory or an insulation may be placed in between. For larger plants where the furnace temperature is quite high, refractory walls are made hollow and air is circulated through hollow space to keep the temperature of the furnace wall low. ये बात हमें समझना होगा कि जो वॉल है फर्नेस का वो भी अपने आप में गर्म होगा, और गर्म होने का मतलब जब हम टेम्परेचर्स की बात करते हैं तो टेम्परेचर इज अराउंड 500 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, 600 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. सो डेफिनेटली दैट टेम्परेचर किसी भी मटेरियल के अंदर अगर जलेगा तो उसके वॉल्स पे भी वो गर्मी आएगी, एंड दैट wall will be quite hot and dangerous for the people around or even for other equipment. So that is why we have to make arrangements कि जो walls हैं वो cooler रहें. जाहिर सी बात है cool तो नहीं हो सकते, but relatively we try to make it cooler. So in that sense plain refractory walls ये normally walls होते हैं जो गर्म होते हैं लेकिन उतने गर्म नहीं होते जितना कि उसके अंदर का टेम्परेचर होता है, तो वो होते हैं. और लार्जर प्लांट्स के लिए क्या होता है, जो वॉल्स होते हैं उसके बीच में एयर को फ्लो किया जाता है जिससे कि एक कूल एयर उसमें से फ्लो हो और वो हॉट जो इसकी हीट हो उसको लेके बाहर की तरफ एग्जॉस्ट में चिमनी की तरफ लाके डालते हैं. So this is we have to understand when partially water cooled walls are similar to the plain refractory walls, but the portion of the surface covered with water tube. So ये भी हो सकता है कि इसमें water tube भी लगा दिया जाए जिससे कि उसको cool. The recent development is to use water walls. Water walls are built of tube of diameter ranging 25 millimeter to 100 millimeter, variously spaced, with or without fins or studs, and bare or with different thickness of moldable refractory of inner face. तो यानी वाटर की भी आजकल चीज़ें यूज होने लगी. Now coming to the C point, which is superheaters or reheaters. Superheater is a device which removes the last traces of moisture from the saturated steam, leaving the boiler tube and also increasing its temperature above saturation temperature. For this purpose, the heat of combustion gases from the furnace is utilized. So superheater consists of group of tubes made out of steel, carbon steel for steam temperature 950 degree Fahrenheit, या एक और मटेरियल है कार्बन मोलिब्डेनम स्टील alloy naturally, which can withstand the temperature of 1050 Fahrenheit, and we can also have stainless steel for steam temperature of up to 1200 Fahrenheit. उसकी कुछ डिटेल्स हैं, टेम्परेचर, उसकी डायमीटर क्या होगी. So these are what we call superheaters that actually take the heat beyond the heating of the furnace. Now superheaters are classified as radiant, convection, or a combination of both. You must be aware about radiant and convection. Radiate, if the energy is radiating, it is radiant. Convection, when it is one form of energy is being heated because of its proximity, so that is convection. So radiant superheater is located in the furnace between the furnace water walls and absorbs heat from the burning fuel through radiation. It has main advantages, that is two. Firstly, owing to high temperature furnace, it may get overheated and therefore requires a careful design. Second, it gives a drooping characteristic, that is temperature at superheat falls with the increase in steam output. अगर कन्वेक्शन सुपरहीटर्स की बात करें तो कन्वेक्शन सुपरहीटर इज लोकेटेड well back in the boiler tube tank, receives its heat entirely from fuel gases through convection. कन्वेक्शन जैसे हमने बताया कि प्रॉक्सिमिटी की वजह से उसमें हीट प्रोड्यूस होती है. It receives its heat entirely from fuel gases through convection. तो एक है रेडिएशन के थ्रू और एक है कन्वेक्शन के थ्रू. Desired control of characteristic can be obtained by proportioning and locating surfaces in series. यानी इस तरह से रखें कि मैक्सिमम सरफेस एरिया जो है वो हीट के कांटेक्ट में आए. Using internal dampers or boiler gas size, attemperating by water or supplementary burners. So steam is superheated to the highest economical temperature, not only to increase the efficiency but also to have following advantage: reduction in requirement of steam quantity for a given output of energy. Superheated steam being dry, turbine blades remain dry, so the mechanical resistance to flow of steam over them is small, resulting in high efficiency. So that is an important point, that the steam is not very wet, it's very dry. It's because of the temperature at which it is being handled and pressure in which it is subjected to. So because if it is wet, it will actually make corrosion. Although it does make corrosion, but as the drier it is, the lesser chances of corrosion is there. Then we have economizer and preheaters. This is, as the name suggests, it is preheated before it actually is heated by the main boiler. So when the combustion gases leave the boiler, after giving most of their heat to the water tube, superheated tubes and reheated tubes, they still possess a lot of heat, which if not recovered by means of some device would go waste. So as figure 3.5 shows, you can see that the furnace temperature is 0 to 140, 280, 530 and 1350. This is the furnace temperature. And then the direction of flow of gas is upside chimney. That is, it is also very hot chimney, but then chimney is something which is exhausted. We are not able to use once it goes into chimney. But before going into chimney, we can harness the heat of the air at many places. So one is water tube and superheaters, one is economizer, one is air preheater. All these temperature, although the temperature as you go up is going down, as you can see from the figure, as you go up the temperature is going down. Now temperature is going down, but still it is able to utilize the heat from the this air, air which is being heated by boiler or of course coal. So you can see that while the superheater could be of the temperature of 530 degrees centigrade, but economizer is 280 degrees centigrade, and then preheater is getting down 140 degrees centigrade. Still, if you go to chimney, you will get somewhere around 100 degrees centigrade or less than, a little bit lesser than that. So you can see that the heat is produced, and we want maximum heat to be extracted from the air which is being burned by the coal. उसको हम कई जगह पे यानी कई स्टेजेस पे यूज कर रहे हैं. जाहिर बात है पूरा का पूरा एनर्जी हम सिर्फ सुपर हीटर से नहीं निकाल सकते, जो वाटर ट्यूब के जरिए हो रहा है. और ये भी हमें समझना होगा, वी कांट होल्ड द एयर फॉर यानी ऑलवेज, यू गॉट टू प्रोवाइड सम एग्जॉस्ट टू द गैसेस. अगर आप एग्जॉस्ट नहीं निकालने देंगे तो वो फिर पूरे बॉयलर को ही ब्लास्ट कर देगा. तो आप वाटर, तो जो उसमें हीटिंग ऑफ एयर है उसको भी आप बहुत देर तक नहीं रख सकते. इट हैज टू बी अ डायनेमिक सिस्टम वेयर एयर इज कमिंग, बीइंग heated, it transfers the heat to the water, and then it goes out again at my atmosphere. This is a cycle. We can't stop this cycle because then it will burst the whole. It has the capacity to burst the whole what we call boiler. So it is dynamic, and it's a loop of hot air and cool air that is being looped. So because of this dynamic passage of air, you got to utilize it to the maximum, and that is why you got to have a multiple places where you can get the heat transferred. So that is why we have lot of air preheater, economizer, superheater. The purpose of all this is, of course, just to have maximum uh, transfer of heat from the coal to water. These are different ways of economizing. You can see the gases are going in and then the water is coming in or out. There are fins. You can see the fins, and then gases is going out. To have the maximum surface area, we are having a grid sort of a structure. You can see that this is a grid sort of a structure. The idea is that when the gas comes in, it starts with fin 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then n. And then when it goes out, by the time we get the water inside the fins, heat it to the maximum possible. Now to make it maximum possible, we got to have larger surface area, larger number of fins, and maybe the distance between in and out should be as much as possible. But of course, we got to have a trade-off. We can't take it yani to a very long length, like in kilometers or 100 meters. It has to be in few meters. So that is why it's a trade-off between the amount of maintenance it will require if it is longer, and amount of cost it will require uh, when we establish it for the first time. So that is something we have to understand, and that is where this the constraint of keeping it short is there, and yet we want to make it large so that maximum surface area is interacted with heated uh, air. So this is economizer. You can see the images of plate type air preheaters and tabular type air preheaters. Again, the idea is same, that when the gas goes out, gas comes in, it transfers maximum of its energy into maximum of energy to the water or steam. So in that case, you can see in preheater, it is air preheater and not the water preheater. What is happening is that when the gases are passing, what we are trying to do is to have cold air inlet and make it possible to hot air when it goes out, and that hot air again is given to economizer so that uh, it heats the fins of fins carrying water in the economizer section. So this is the whole. I hope you can understand all these three figures: 3.5, 3.6, and 3.7. So we have air preheaters, we have a straight tube return bend economizer, and we have uh, an understanding of how temperature is varying in the different section of the boilers. So these discussions are there. Of course, you can study about these details, which we have just read in above mentioned literature. Okay. Any question in that? So the two types of air heaters are discussed here, so plate type air heaters and tubular type air heaters. You can understand. In plate types, you simply have a plate where one side is coming, one it is going. While in tabular, we have baffle plates, uh, but we have like, let me study for you. The air preheaters are basically of two types: is recuperative or plate type or tubular type. And Regenerative type. Recuperative type air heaters are continuous in action, while the regenerative types are discontinuous in actions and operate on cycle. In recuperative types of heaters, the two fluids are separated by heat transfer surface, one fluid following constantly on one side and another fluid on another side of the surface. In recuperative type of heaters, the rate of heat transfer is low, space occupied is large, and cleaning of surface is difficult. Sorry, just a minute. Yeah, so you're here. So in recuperative type, the point is that they are side by side, and cleaning becomes difficult. And I hope you appreciate the issue of cleaning is because the air is not clean. A lot of particles are there in the heater, and that is why it has to be. Yani it has to be clean because a lot of gases and particles, dust particles are there. A regenerative heater, which is shown down. Okay, so that above one plate type or tubular type is of one type, that is recuperative. Okay, where fins are side by side. And in regenerative is something which is in figure 3.8, which is it consists of a rotor made up of corrugated corrugated elements. You can see the elements. The rotor is placed as a drum. ठीक है, ये चीज शाफ्ट है, ये मूव करेगा तो पूरी चीजें मूव होंगी. The rotor is placed in a drum which has been divided into two compartments, air compartments and gas compartments. So in one side is air in and one side gas out. Air in, air out, gas in, gas out. But since there is a seal, the gas, meaning which is coming out, will heat the air. Now, what is why we can't use the same gas instead of putting air is basically because of we want a dust-free air. We don't want the same gas which came out of uh, burning of the coal to go inside the economizer, because then it will create a lot of what we call maintenance issues because of its dust particles and smoke. So you want to transfer the heat of that polluted gas into the heat of pure air. That is the whole idea about this. Now, to avoid the leakage from one compartment to another, the seal is provided. The rotor rotates at very slow speed, that is 3 to 4 rotors per minute, रोटेशन पर मिनट. तो बहुत ही स्लो चलता है. जाहिर सी बात है, फास्ट चलने का कोई पर्पज़ नहीं है. उसके चलने का पर्पज़ सिर्फ ये है ताकि दोनों की एनर्जी को ट्रांसफर कर सके. एज द रोटर रोटेट्स इट्स अल्टरनेटली प्रोसेस थ्रू फ्लू गैसेस ऑन एयर जोन. द रोटर एलिमेंट्स आर हीटेड by the flue gases in their zone and transfer this heat to the air when there is an air zone. ठीक है, तो ये बात आप समझ लीजिए कि दोनों एयर मिक्स नहीं हो रहा है. ये फ्लू गैसेस से जो एलिमेंट है रोटर का वो गर्म हो रहा है और वो एयर में जब जा रहा है तो उसको गर्म कर रहा है. तो इट इज अ ट्रांसफरिंग ऑफ temperature from flue gases to air, and for the reason we discussed. The regenerative heaters are compact, have less weight, occupy less space, and provide enormous amount of heat transfer, and are therefore widely used in steam pipelines. So this is the you can say more famous and more used method of electrical heat transformation. Now, if you come back to our okay, so we can also discuss the they get very high temperature, 320 to 420 degrees centigrade. Two stages preheaters are used with economizers installed in between because it is economically expedient or even impossible to preheat air to high temperature in a single stage of air. So there are, it's additional information that it is not possible to take all the heat from the air at single stage. So you got to have multiple stages for that. So that was the first section of the uh, steam generating equipment, that is boilers. Sorry, uh, steam generating equipment is the first section of the thermal power plant. And in steam generating equipment, we had boilers furnaces, superheater and reheaters, economizer and preheaters, air preheaters, and there are different types of them. Now we will discuss about the condensers. कोई सवाल है?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next topic, which is condensers. The whole idea about condensing of the water is to make the water clean. Once the heat is steam is passes through turbine, the task of that steam is over, and now it has to get back to that steam has get back to water, convert into water, and then that water is required for again you can say redoing the same process or looping the same process. और उसमें जो वाटर यूज हो रहा है उस वाटर का काम है हीट को एयर से ट्रांसफर करके वाटर में लाना और इस वाटर को स्टीम में कन्वर्ट करना। तो जाहिर बात है कि जब कोई चीज़ स्टीम बन रही है तो उसको दोबारा से हमें वाटर में कन्वर्ट करना होगा, क्योंकि वो स्टीम जो है वो तो एयर से हीट ट्रांसफर नहीं कर पाएगी। सो ट्रांसफरिंग हीट फ्रॉम एयर वी रिक्वायर वाटर इंस्टेड ऑफ स्टीम, और चूंकि स्टीम बन चुका है तो उस स्टीम को हम डायरेक्टली उसको दोबारा से बॉयलर में नहीं डाल सकते, बल्कि उसे हमें कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा वाटर में, बिकॉज ऑफ द characteristic of the water is different from the characteristics of steam. So since water is used initially to convert, or you can say to transfer the heat from the air and then put it into the water and then convert into the steam, so that steam has to go back to the water. Now to take the steam back to the water is done through the process of condensing, or the equipment which is used for all these processes is known as condenser. So condenser, if you can see what is written here, is steam after expansion through the prime mover goes through the condenser, which condenses the exhaust steam and also removes air and other non-condensable gases from steam while passing through them. So two objectives: one is to convert the steam into water, and second is to remove air and other non-condensable gases, CO2 or nitrogen monoxide, carbon monoxide. There could be many things that has to be removed from that. The recovery of exhaust steam in the condenser reduces the makeup feed water that must be added to the system from 100% when exhausted to atmosphere to about 1 to 5%, and thereby reduces considerably the capacity of water treatment plant. तो मेरे ख्याल से बात समझ गया। जो मेकअप फीड वाटर है वो उसमें से अच्छा खासा जो है लॉस हो रहा है, from 100% when exhausted to atmosphere to about 1 to 5%, and thereby reducing considerably the capacity of water treatment plant. The exhaust pressure may be lowered from the standard atmospheric pressure to about 25 millimeters of mercury. Just a minute, students. मुबारक हो भाई। Sorry, so one of student has come who has actually done PhD. Okay, so let's begin again with our condenser thing. That is the pressure, atmospheric pressure of 25 millimeter of mercury, absolute, and thereby permit expansion of steam. In the prime mover to a very low pressure and increasing plant efficiency, maintenance of high vacuum in the condenser is essential for efficient operation. Any leakage to air into condenser destroys the vacuum and causes an increase of condenser pressure, which limits the use of heat drop and in the prime mover, and a lowering of the partial pressure of the steam and of the saturation temperature along with. This means that the latent heat increases and therefore more cooling water is required. Also, the undercooling of the condensate is likely to be more severe. So, condenser are of two types, namely jet or contact condenser. Okay, jet or contact condenser or surface condenser. The essential difference between a jet condenser and a surface condenser is that in the former, the exhaust system mixed with the cooling water, and the temperature of the condensate and the cooling water is the same when leaving the condenser. And the condensate cannot be recovered for use as feed water to the boiler. Heat transfer is by direct conduction. Okay, यहाँ पे direct conduction होता है. And the latter, however, in surface condenser, the exhaust system and cooling water do not mix. तो ये फर्क है, एक में mixing हो जाती है, एक में mixing नहीं होती. The water being circulated to the nest of tubes. Let's take some examples. Low level jet condenser, and this is high level or barometric jet. And both of them are the example of jet condenser. So low level jet condenser में क्या हो रहा है कि exhaust steam आ रही है यहाँ से. Exhaust steam is that steam which is actually coming out of what you call turbine. टर्बाइन से निकल रही है जेट यहाँ पे, और फिर यहाँ पे एक है कंडेंसेट एक्सट्रैक्शन पंप, जो एक पंप है जो इस एयर को यहाँ पे लेके आ रहा है. फिर यहाँ पे एक वाटर है, बॉयलर फीड, और एक कूलिंग पॉन्ड है. इसमें से कूलिंग पॉन्ड में से पंप पानी खींच रहा है और इस पानी को इस एग्जॉस्ट स्टीम इनलेट में डाल रहा है, जिसकी वजह से जो एयर है, और एक एयर पंप सक्शन भी है जिसमें से एयर ऊपर की तरफ ले जा रहा है, और बाकी ये जो वाटर है इसको कूल करके, यानी इसको वाटर बना के इस स्टीम की एनर्जी को एक्वायर करके फिर ये नीचे कंडेंसेट एक्सट्रैक्शन पंप जो कि जो भी कंडेंस्ड हो रही है स्टीम, उसको वापस वाटर में ला के और फिर उसको बॉयलर फीड में डालना. So you can see the whole idea is to put the cooling water in yani mix the cooling water with steam. Yani we can probably say that in a more efficient or more better way, that we are simply mixing this cooling water into the exhaust steam, and some air is pumped, and this water, which is cool water, is now become hot, and then it becomes hot, but then it remains water. It does not become steam. Then it comes into this boiler feed, and then it goes back to the process of boiler, yani heater, superheater, economizer, preheater, all that. Now this is the low level jet condenser. When we talk about the high level or barometric jet condenser, you can see the steam is coming, air is sucked, circulating pump is that, hot wheel is there, and it is also same thing except that we have got to have a high level of pressure. The jet condenser may be further classified parallel flow type jet condenser and counter flow type, depending on the direction of air. The parallel flow type jet condenser has steam and cooling water enters at the top of the condenser and flow downward in parallel. ठीक है, एक में अपोजिट है और एक में सेम है. द कोल्डेस्ट वाटर इज दस इन कॉन्टेक्ट विद द हॉटेस्ट स्ट्रीम एंड देयरफॉर एफिशिएंसी इज लो. ठीक है. In counter flow type jet condenser, the steam flow upward through the condenser, meeting the cooling water flowing downward from the top. The air is removed from the top and the condensate and water separately at the bottom. In this type, since the hottest stream is in contact with the hottest cooling water, hottest stream is contact with the hottest cooling water. This is thermodynamically most efficient because of heat transfer approximately towards reversibility. So these are some concepts related with that. Another figure is that is ejector condenser, exhaust steam, non-return valve, injection of water supply, diverging cone, and then to hot wheel. And then we have downflow surface condenser. The steam is coming and water is cooling water is going from this side, then from that side, then water is going out. Steam has come out from this and air has gone into it and condensate has come out of this. So this is downflow surface condenser where steam is condensated and a water is flowing inside the tube. So the water in any way is not interacting with the steam. It is only helping steam to convert into water, because when we have cool water along with the steam, it condensates easily. So that's the whole process in downflow surface condenser. Then we have something called central flow type surface condenser, where condensate material, air is coming from up, air extraction is happening through these small holes, and then condensate is going outside. Let me read a little bit about this. The cooling water flows in one direction through the lower half of the tube nest and return in the reverse direction through the upper half of the tube nest. This air associated with the steam is also extracted from the bottom of the air condenser where the temperature is lowest. So that's the work of the air pump is reduced. हाँ क्या बुला रहा है हेड साहब? अच्छा, एक हेड साहब हमें बुला रहे हैं और ज़रा सा आप लोग क्या कीजिए कि अपना अटेंडेंस दे दीजिए. रोहित